Hello everyone, my name is Clantis and welcome to the clan. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Yes, I am wearing the infamous hoodie. Y'all are very naughty. Anyways, guys, please do me a favor by smashing the like button because, guys, it is continuing to smash the algorithm into triggering it, into bringing more members of the clan. I highly appreciate you guys for doing this. You have absolutely no idea. Y'all are the best. So if you are new on this channel, you are most welcome. And yes, this is a spoon where I mount my microphone when I'm filming from the office, but when I'm at home, I use a microphone. So don't be surprised and say, is that a spoon? Yes, it's a spoon. It's a spoon. I'm serving you some great news that are coming from the North Gauteng High Court, sometimes bad news from the North Gauteng High Court, sometimes frustrating news from the North Gauteng High Court, in the Senzo Meyiwa murder retrial, as I call it. So let's go back there. What happened this morning? So this morning at the Senzo Meyiwa murder retrial, it was a very eventful one once again, because when the scene opened, it was Baloyi on the floor, basically taking the court through the fact that photos were indeed downloaded from the cell phones of the accused, except for accused number 4, I think. And so that information had been handed over to the defense as they had requested it. The state further said that in their possession, they only have 46 photos out of 788, which I think 734 is a balance that now is with the defense together with all the other ones that the state also have in their possession. So it's going to be very interesting what comparisons they are going to do on those photos, because I think if there is some sort of a gathering anywhere, where these friends are hanging out or there's a party that they are, whatever they are doing, or some kind of gathering, there will always be what? Photo taking. And sometimes some other cell phones, I think all cell phones do that. They do capture the date and the time, right? But maybe in the memory of the cell phone or whatever the case is. So it's going to be interesting to see that indeed these 5 accused were in the same place on the 26th or the weekend of the 26th of October 2014. Or it's going to look at the witness with a side eye like, dude, what are you talking about? Because me, I don't have that day on the phone. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how those photos, after being compared, what story they are going to take. And if you heard properly from the testimony of Zungu, is that Wakshawi Ndlamu. If you don't know what Ndlamu is, this is like this little Zulu dance. Sometimes there are competitions, sometimes they make money out of these competitions. And I think, I can't remember who said they were a leader of that. I think this was a witness that took the stand. I can't remember who it was. So those are Indlamu, that's what we call them. They're doing all these Zulu dances and stuff like that. And in most cases, you will have a Maskandi star or a Maskandi musician that comes there to scout for dancers for his music video or for his concert or something like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what photos or what Maskandi musician that was with them on that weekend of the 26th of October 2014. I cannot wait for this to conclude regarding this witness, especially this witness, because he is annoying the living day out of me. Honestly speaking, the living daylight out of me. Yeah, anyways, let's continue, guys, as to what exactly happened at the North Gauteng High Court this morning. So after Advocate Baloyi has taken the court through a summary of these downloaded photos and what they have in their possession and what they gave to the defense, and this is when Advocate Ramosipili woke up. This is when Advocate Ramosipili stood up, basically confirming that indeed they were given or they have the receipt of these photos or the disc or memory card or whatever the case is in their possession. And the second confirmation was exactly what the state has placed on record, that indeed they were handed over these photos. Advocate Mnisi, Advocate Ngumalo, and Advocate Mshololo all confirmed that indeed they were handed over all the photos that they needed from the state. And this is when the judge wanted to know from the state, so where to from here? And then the state stood up and said, I am being told that the defense wants to make a request to the court. And this is when Advocate Ramusipili stood up and basically said the following. I'm going to read what he said so that I do not misquote him, and then I get backlash from the word police. We ask that we be given an opportunity to further consult with our respective clients regarding the photos that we have received. Although personally myself, I have already cross-examined certain issues that may arise. I'm going to view the photos privately and then consult with my client regarding same and show them we've got ample opportunity to consult. Therefore, request that we be given the opportunity to consult. Advocate Mnisi, Advocate Ngumalo, and Advocate Mshololo also concurred with Advocate Ramusipili. However, Advocate Ngumalo further told the court that he has 794 photos that he needs to go through, and he needs that time indeed to go through those photos. The judge then wanted to know if there's any objection from the state. Advocate Baloyi stood up and said, we were due to adjourn tomorrow for recess. Everything taken into account, not going to oppose the request. In any case, it does not look like we would finish with the witness tomorrow, so we are not opposing the application. And this is when the judge then started making his judgment. And this is what he said. Unfortunately, in a case of a fair trial in terms of Section 35 of the Constitution obliges this court to agree to a postponement because all defense counsels that they want to consult with their clients in connection with the downloaded photos. Apparently, I am being told that all the photos which downloaded originally were 784, and out of those 784 photos, the state only proposed or preferred to utilize 46. Consequently, the balance is about 738, which remains of the photos which the defense wants to peruse together with their clients and taken instructions. In the premises, I cannot be facetious about according to the defense the requests. The new judge will not be facetious, but what about the old one? That's the question. And by old judge, I mean the old rata that argues with the defense and doesn't want to give the defense any leeway, except for the state. And then the judge continues in his judgment and says, except I just want to quote the Supreme Court of Appeal judgment regarding the treatment of witnesses. I wanted to quote it fully, but I am sure you are aware of it. So, of course, the judge wanted to know from all the counsels if they are aware of this line of that Supreme Court of Appeal judgment that says cross-examination is not a test for stamina. Of course, all counsels said yes, they were aware of that judgment and that particular sentence. Then the judge continues to say, I have the right to invoke the record in that decision with regard to the explanation to Mr. Zungu that unfortunately we shall have to return again. Then the judge asked Mr. Zungu if he would be available to return again, and in my mind I'm like, is he even going to work since he's under protection, what? And Mr. Zungu was like, yeah, bo. Meaning, yes, he will be available. Then the judge continued in his judgment and said, but in any event, the court was going into recess from Friday, meaning from tomorrow, the 15th. I think tomorrow is the 15th, right? From Friday until the 2nd of October 2023. Consequently, this matter will then be postponed to the 2nd of October for continuation. The proviso is that the defense must also consult with the expert concerning the ballistic evidence because Colonel Mangena's evidence has been adjourned until then for cross-examination. Once we commence on the 2nd of October, you must also be ready to commence with your cross-examination of Mangena. People must not come and say, oh, we still need to consult with our expert. The expert shall have heard about them about a month, meaning about the ballistics. He should have heard about them a month before, and then he should be there by the 2nd of October so they can continue with cross-examination of Mangena, who is a ballistic expert of the SAPS. And if you remember, Mangena is the one that came with the bullet head and that he examined it, and it came from a 9mm. When we were told by the witnesses, I'm talking the eyewitnesses that were in the house on the 26th of October 2014 with Senzo Meyiwa, that the intruders, inverted commas, were carrying a revolver. At least one of them was carrying a revolver and the other one was carrying a sharp object. But now we hear there are 2 guns. And then Advocate Mshololo stood up and made a request and said, can I also ask that I be given the downloads, if there are any, that will be used by the state regarding the cell phone that they say it was confiscated from my client. I thought that was spicy. So that we cannot have any other delays when we come back, says Mshololo. And then Advocate Baloyi stood up and said, we have put it on record yesterday that this was going to be granted to Advocate Mshololo. And then the judge closed today's proceedings by adjourning the court to the 2nd of October 2023, where, of course, we are going to hear about these photos. I am so intrigued. What inside those photos? 700, especially with the new man, 798. Whoa, that is a lot. And now also, would they show us if there's any like interesting photos in there? You know what I mean, right? Do you think they are going to be placed in court? Okay, I don't know. Because of course they're going to have to sift through what they need for the purposes of this particular case. But what if one of the photos show that on the 8th of October 2014, one or all the accused were with their girlfriends, you know what I mean? And then the timestamp shows that at 8 o'clock they were doing that, you know, video. You know what I'm trying to say here? What happens then? Or maybe one of the photos places one of the witness somewhere else, and the other one is placing the other one somewhere else, and other photos are placing the other witnesses somewhere, because these accused were so confident that no, we got phones two from accused number 1 and accused number 2. So clearly they remember something, that I took photos for whatever reason on that particular, and I was wherever. So it's going to be very interesting. And I think Zungu, at this point in time, he should be shaking in his boots and hoping that no photos were taken on the weekend of the 26th, because, and the state is not going to look good for it too. This photo thing, I think Mnisi was brilliant in bringing it forward and say, let's talk about things. Now let's talk about Zungu saying that he went into accused number 1's cell phone and stole his, I didn't use the word stole, but we know that's stealing. If you go into my cell phone without my permission, that's my privacy. Isn't that a crime of some sort? Or maybe I have civil recourse against you? And then why would that evidence be handed over to the state as legitimate? Because there has to be a court order of some sort, especially when it's a police officer. And to me, that sounds like he was searching. So where was a search warrant for him to have done something like that? And I think the defense needs to interrogate him on that one. Like, who gave you permission to go into the cell phone of this accused and then download or send to yourself pictures? That means you stole them and without a warrant to search the phone. I found that very, very interesting. Anyways, guys, so if you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a new video. My super thanks I turned on. Thank you all so very much for supporting this channel financially. I highly appreciate it. you are the best. And also, leave me a comment down below. I would like to hear from you. What did you think about today's proceedings? We have 18 days to go, 12 of working days and 18 all in all that we have to wait until they resume court on the 2nd of October. In the meantime, what are we going to be doing? What are we going to be talking about? Don't worry, I will find you guys cases if you are still interested. And there's a case of a mother that has spent a couple of years in prison in the Western Cape, and the court ordered that she be released immediately. I may bring that case to your attention as to what exactly really happened and why is she being released after so many years in prison. So guys, until then, share this video far and wide. Thank you all for watching. See you. Bye.